Good evening,
You sound
Drew.
very energized.
It's all lies and damn lies. I
Yeah.
could go to bed right now.
Oh,
Woo!
yeah. These short weeks, I think, are harder to come back from.
Yeah.
I mean, I took Monday off, and then we had Tuesday off.
Same. Yep.
Wednesday was a complete loss of productivity. There just wasn't a lot happening.
Yeah.
I don't know how it was for you.
About the same. Yeah. Yeah.
What'd you guys do for the 4th?
Well, what I did was surprisingly little.
Okay.
Zach had a parade in Asheville in the early afternoon, so went and saw him march in a straight line.
Okay.
And then Zach, my son, went off with some of his friends to see fireworks. My wife and daughter went off to see fireworks, and I stayed home. I don't do fireworks unless I have to.
My position on fireworks has drastically changed in my advanced age.
Okay.
I'm of two minds. I think that the city of Dublin, and I mean, let me take a step back. I think that municipal fireworks do a perfectly fine job of putting on a good show. If you're into that.
Exactly.
If you're into that.
Yeah.
As for me, I just feel that the crowds and especially the parking and getting to and from these places, it's just, I don't know.
Like for me, even if I could like step out onto my porch and see a fireworks display, I probably wouldn't.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. At our old house, we lived very, very close to Kaufman High School, which is where the city of Dublin does their big fireworks extravaganza. And from our patio, you could see about 55% of it. The trees would obscure the rest because literally it was almost like they were shooting them directly over our house. It was very close and very loud. Rocky didn't like it. It was very, if you inside the house, it sounded like bombs were going off outside, which I mean, I think is technically accurate.
That's pretty close.
It's pretty close. I mean, they are legalized bombs.
Yeah.
Well, no, they're not even legal.
Well, they are in Ohio now on certain days.
Really?
Yeah. They changed it last year. It's now like, okay, yeah. Ohioans can just charge fireworks on specified holidays, and then there's a whole bunch of
like
rules
where,
here.
like in their house.
No. Let's see. What are the
Because
no person. See, it's not a whole lot of rules. No person under the age of 18 is allowed to handle or discharge fireworks. No person under the age of 18 cannot. Persons under the age of 18 cannot be within 150 feet of the discharge point of aerial fireworks. I believe that one's probably broken all the time. Cannot be discharged 150 feet. Spectators, non-aerial charges cannot be discharged within 50 feet. Yeah, I'll drop a link to the summary of the law.
That's a huge bummer, because the only thing I dislike more than the whole rigmarole of going to a fireworks display is when the neighbors are setting them off. Because not only is it loud and annoying, I just don't want explosives hitting my house inadvertently.
Yeah, like it's just, they're not safe.
Oh,
usually people are drinking, and yeah, I'm just afraid that like one's gonna like burn my house down.
And there is no good way to de-escalate that situation, because they have explosives and you don't.
Yeah.
Like you can't
Exactly.
go politely ask them to stop, because they're just not gonna. And like my TikTok right now is lousy with fireworks gone wrong, where people buy those huge mortars and they don't go off right away and they land on somebody's car and like destroy their car. I don't know. My TikTok is a weird place these days. But no, when I was little, I didn't used to like loud noises that much. I have since sort of gotten over that, but I can go outside and shoot guns and do other loud noises, like go to concerts and be in a CrossFit gym where they're blaring music, and that stuff doesn't really bother me. But fireworks, man, like that sharp kind of report and crack of the thing, I just it's not for me.
I don't like them. I don't like them
either. I mean, I'll fuck with a sparkler. Like you get to put a drink in one hand and a sparkler in another. That's about as 4th of July as it gets around here for me.
Yeah.
Anything else exciting?
No. How about you?
We hosted 4th of July, which
Okay.
was a first for us. And Mandy really, really wanted a new grill. So
Mm.
we bought a grill. Um, and I don't know, no, not a girl, grill. Okay. Uh, Show notes joke. So
Yeah.
I don't know the first thing about barbecuing or grilling.
Okay.
I just know
Okay.
that heat cooks food.
He cooks
I
food.
learned I
That's
learned
great. I'll tell you.
learned that from
Yeah,
video
it's
games.
yeah,
Um,
and too much heat will burn food.
yeah,
So there's the corollary.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we
And not enough heat will make barf. Uh,
yeah, yeah, at best.
yeah.
At best. So we a long time had a grill at our old home. Uh but it was like crappy. It was like a hand me down and we never used it. So we threw it away when we moved and we haven't had one for a while. And like the people that lived here before us, they had out by where our deck is, they had put some pavers down and that's where they put their grill. So it had been on our list to get a grill for a while. So we finally up and bought one and I I don't know what makes a good grill. I don't. Like I will research TVs and game consoles and stuff for my yard all day. I will research the hell out of a lot of things. I just have no idea what makes a good grill. I've put a link in the show notes to the one we bought,
Okay.
and it's fine. It's fine. Like it grills. It has heat. It has flames.
Makes the heat.
Makes the heat. What I really wanted though, because I guess this is the hotness now, is a griddle.
Yes, I was gonna say, like, I don't have a grill either right now. But when we eventually get a patio or something out back, I want to get a Blackstone.
So here's the deal. Mandy's mom has
Is
a
that what they're called?
yeah,
Blackstone?
Blackstone.
Yeah, yeah.
Blackstone is I think the one, and I actually did research griddles because I had it in my head, and I don't think this exists by the way. I had it in my head that I could have bought a half griddle, half grill, but I don't know if those exist, and if they do, I don't think there's any good ones. So anyway,
Okay.
Mandy's mom has a camping version of a Blackstone griddle. One that you like put on the ground and hook up to that travel propane nonsense.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
So what we did is we bought a stand for it because of course
Mhm.
they make a stand that you can put it on so you can like cook standing up as opposed to
Okay.
crouched over it.
Like an
And we
animal.
also bought a hose that you can hook up a regular propane tank to it.
Okay.
And we haven't.
So it sounds like a regular one, just more work.
Yeah, it's more work and it's not as big.
Okay.
But we're gonna try it because
Okay.
again, my TikTok is a weird place. Once I started searching griddles, because the algorithm knows everything about me, it's like, hey, look at all the stuff that people cook on griddles. And you know what I
Yes.
really want to fuck with?
Hmm.
So you get a tortilla,
Okay.
and then you like not on the griddle, like you do this is like prep. You sort of get a whole bunch of ground meat and you
Okay.
like sort of smash it into the tortilla. So it
Okay.
looks like you have a little like tortilla pancake with meat on top.
Okay.
Then you go outside and you pop that on the griddle
Okay.
and bibbity boppity boop, somehow that turns into a crunch wrap. I,
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't understand.
Okay.
Mandy understands. She's gonna make that for me. But yeah, that's the stuff I want to try. I want to try like smash burgers. I want to try stuff that you can really fuck with only on a griddle.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, Blackstone is apparently the hotness. There's a lot of
That's
my
what I want.
friends that are like way into like being a man. Well, I don't know if it's maybe I need to be more into. It's disparaging to say that they're way into being a man. Maybe I need to be more of a man and grill more and be more into that. But I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of it. It just seems like a lot of work.
Uh, And I mean, I have an unpopular opinion here.
Okay.
I think outside of like slow cookers and like smokers, almost anything you would traditionally make on a grill, you can make better off of the grill. Or at least like the same quality. I'm thinking about steak. I think for me, steak on the grill is the worst possible way to make steak.
I would like to subscribe to your newsletter. I feel like a pan seared steak Oh my god,
Sous
so good. Or sous vide.
you gotta sous vide
Yep.
it and then sear it at the end.
Yeah.
Boom. There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
I used to work with a guy that used to do that in the office. I don't know if he still does that.
Not so much anymore, but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like you sous vide it and then you get one of those like little blow torches and you sear it. Oh, man, nice and juicy.
Yeah. The way to go.
Now, I will say that when it comes to chicken, I mean, I am a Instapot guy. We
Hmm.
love our Instapot, but I prefer grill. I prefer chicken on the grill that has that slightly crispy exterior. I like that a lot better than the chicken in the Instapot.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe that I don't know. Now, you brought up an interesting point, right? I think
Mhm.
that the mountaintop of outdoor sort of cooking are like those smokers, like those big green
Yes.
eggs and things like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, Man, that just seems like so much work. And you have to
That's a
be
lifestyle.
you have
Yeah.
yes, that is a light you I could not have said it better, buddy. It is 100% a lifestyle, but I watch videos of people throwing whole briskets in those things and I'm like,
Hmm.
that looks really
Yep.
good.
Yep. Yeah.
But doing all those I don't know, maybe one day when I'm old and well older and a little more crotchety, maybe I'll do that. Now, there's one more like if we're talking about the trifecta here of grilling or outdoor cooking, what's your opinions on these outdoor pizza ovens?
Uh, I like a pizza oven, like wood fire pizza thing. I just don't think having I don't think it's a good use of space or money to own one of those. I mean, unless do you really eat pizza?
Yeah.
Like a lot of pizza?
Yeah.
Like a lot of pizza to make that and for me, when I'm thinking it's time for pizza, it's because daddy doesn't want to cook.
Right. Right. You pop
So
on
for
down
me,
to the gas station and you get your pizza.
exactly, exactly. Uh, yeah, I want someone else to make the pizza. Like I'll go get the pizza. I
Right.
just don't want to have to make it. Uh,
I mean, I guess if you were
yeah,
entertaining, right? You fire up a little flatbread for some
yeah,
people.
yeah. But that's how often do you do that? Really? I
Yeah,
don't
and
know.
like logistically, right? You sort of fall into the same trap that I fell into with this travel Blackstone thing because you need a place to put it.
Yes,
Now, if I
yes.
had a big like you said it again perfectly here. If I had a big patio where I had dedicated spaces for food prep, like a built-in grill and like a granite countertop or some sort of masonry where I could set all this shit and like gas hookups and all that kind of stuff. I think that's a different story. But, my suburban ass has a deck. I don't have an gas hookup outside, so everything's propane. So like if I want a griddle, a grill and one of these unis or one of these pizza things, that's 3 separate sets of combustible fuel, if I want them all going at the same time, by the way. It's 3
Yeah.
different sets of combustible fuel, and I'm managing 3 different basically 3 different types of kitchens simultaneously, and I can barely do 2 things at once now. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, man.
Also, my kitchen has the distinct advantage of being air conditioned,
Yeah, true.
so that's also a big, big, big plus for that.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I do want a Blackstone.
Yeah.
I would like that. I
They're
would
I
like
mean,
that.
they're
But
not hella expensive.
yeah, I mean, I want the one with the air fryer, so it's
Oh,
like
what?
grand. Do they have one? It's
I'm on the website now.
okay, hold on.
Griddles.
It's one of the big ones.
It has an air fryer built in?
Yeah. It's the 36-inch griddle with air fryer and cabinets. It's only $1,300.
I'm looking at the I'm
There's
looking at
there's a
the
28 for 700 with
I'm
air
looking at
fryer.
the
Yeah.
I'm looking at the griddles,
Yes. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't see one with the air fryer attachment. Am I looking
Yeah.
in the wrong
Just
place? I went to
yeah.
griddles.
Here, I'll put a link directly to the bad boy right in there.
E griddles. E
There you
series
go.
griddles.
There you go. There you go.
Man, how come I can't find this thing?
Mm-hmm.
With air
Yeah.
fryer.
With air fryer.
Where's the air fryer?
It's one of those baskets
Oh, it's the
underneath.
baskets underneath. It's where the basket
Mm-hmm.
is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's genius.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, that looks really good. Foldable
Mm-hmm.
shelves. That's the one thing my girl doesn't have is foldable shelves. Well, that's a really nice looking thing.
Yeah, I like it. That's what I would like. That's what I would like.
Oh man, cooking some bacon on there. Ooh, ooh, it's got me thinking. All right. Anyway, that was like my big kind of like adventure over the weekend was buying that, transporting that, unpacking it. Which you want to talk about garbage city? Holy cow! There's a lot. There's a lot of cardboard and styrofoam that come out of those boxes. Then you got to
Oh, I
build
bet.
it.
I bet. Yeah.
That wasn't bad. I remember the last time I built a grill for my mom. I don't remember it being a huge pain in the ass, but this was pretty easy. So it works. Everything's good. We didn't blow up or catch anything on fire, so that's a big win.
I'm good. Good.
Okay. Did you play more Harry Potter?
No.
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 You're
no.
writing it off?
No, I will play it. I got monsters to kill.
Well,
Drew.
it's the season of Diablo now, right?
Well, the first season starts in a couple weeks, but there's all the prep work I got to do before the season starts.
Well, I thought I was reading today that like they announced everything. I just assumed that season 1 was starting.
No, 2 weeks. It's in 2 weeks.
I keep asking, and I feel like the answer is 2 weeks.
Yeah, but they did announce it today for real. So
now, are they going to make you play the campaign again with a new character?
No, you don't. You do not. July 20th.
Okay.
You do not have to replay it. Once you beat the campaign with any character on your account, you can choose to skip the campaign, and that is true for the seasonal content as well.
Got it. So, like, if I were to pick it up fresh when the season launches, can I do seasonal stuff while I'm doing the campaign?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's not like I have to like rush through it to get to the season.
Yes. You can do that. Yes.
So you've just been playing Diablo 4, you haven't played anything else?
Really? I did get Dredge and I played that for about an hour, but then I killed monsters.
Okay.
So.
Well, I mean, you play what you love.
Yeah, I love killing those monsters, Drew.
Totally understand that. Okay. Let's talk more about your stuff then.
Okay.
The answer is no for me, but ask the question.
Well, I haven't done either. I was just wondering, like, it's beta season for all the Apple stuff. I think iOS 17 beta 3 released the other day or something. Are you thinking about running any of the betas? Are you going to be a big beta boy?
Nope. I have never run an iOS beta. Now, I will say this. Is it possible for me to run Watch Beta OS?
Only if you install iOS, I believe.
Then no. Yes. Yeah. I'm very unreasonably excited for the new Watch OS.
Yeah.
I don't really want to install the betas because I know that they're not like the hardcore betas that like the app developers get. The one like they get them earlier than like most people, right?
I mean, usually the public betas and the developer betas are the same build. They just come out like a couple of weeks later, but to make sure there's no like showstopper blow 'em up bugs.
But have you ever run into like a big blow up showstopper beta bug on your iPhones? Be honest.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I don't want that. I don't want that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
When's the last time you did it? When's the last time you did it?
I think I installed iOS 16 betas around beta 3.
And what's the appeal there? Just getting to see that stuff before it all comes out?
Yeah, it's getting early because you're a big beta boy.
Big beta boys.
Big beta boys.
But then again, they're not feature complete though, right? Like there's still stuff that comes out on launch.
Usually there's not stuff that comes out on launch. There may be stuff that comes out in another like a future like point release. But as far as like the release candidate, they are usually pretty feature complete.
Now, do you still need an Apple developer account to do it?
Yes, but you don't have to have the paid account anymore. You can just sign up and say I want to be a developer and they'll go, here you go, here's the betas. So
And then how do they once you're signed up, how do you walk me through the process? I've never even done it before.
oh, so now it's easy. Used to you had to install like a provisioning profile.
Mhm.
Now if you just go into general software updates, there's an option for beta updates, and you just say yes please.
And it just does it. And then
Mm-hmm.
how do you
Yeah.
roll back? Can you roll back?
You can re-image your phone.
Really? Like there's
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
reinstall the older version?
I don't think, not easily. No, no, no. I know I've never done it, but then again, I've also never seen a way to do it besides like pave your phone, start over.
Ugh.
Uh-huh. I
I
mean, you can always pave your phone, then restore from a backup, but like it's not seamless. It's yeah.
I mean, it's so hypocritical of me as somebody who lives in Drew's computer corner to say that that's a huge pain in the ass because I
Mhm.
have definitely installed Windows multiple times in the span of 24 hours to fix
Yeah.
problems
Yeah, like what's your high score in one day, Drew?
of Windows installs.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I was really in the death throes of trying to figure out why I was having that graphics card issue, I think I probably did 6.
Ouch.
Because it was such a weird symptom to where like I would do a fresh install, start installing stuff, and then Windows would crap out. And the only way to reproduce the issue was to completely reinstall. So
Neat.
now to my credit, a Windows 11 fresh Windows 11 install where you format your hard drives, it's about 8 minutes. It's
Oh.
not bad. If you already have a Microsoft account and you accept most of the defaults, uh, and you have and here's a big and you have a reasonably recent Windows 11 image that has most of the updates already, it's about 8 minutes. It's really not bad. Hard
Yeah,
drives being
Drew.
what they are, installing from USB drives, it's really not a big deal. But I
I
mean,
have
still, that's a couple hours of my life gone.
not used Windows 11 at all.
It's fine. It's fine.
I haven't used it.
What is Zach doesn't run it?
He's still on 10.
10's fine. But
Yeah.
11 had you sort of have to be on 11. I mean, I think it technically works with 10, but with the newer like efficiency core Intel chips and all that stuff, like they're optimized for Windows 11. Like it's an OS that's I think a little more aware of that processor architecture when it's scheduling things. So if you're on a more recent processor architecture stuff, I think you're almost sort of stuck on it. It's fine. I
Makes
mean, it's
sense.
fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I I I think I was slow to go to Windows 10 because I loved Windows 7. I was slow to go to Windows 10. We don't talk about Windows 8. Uh, I was slow to go to 10, but I went to 11 pretty quick. I mean, because of where I worked at the time. That
Well, yeah,
that
tracks.
also had a
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
factor into it.
Yeah. 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 That tracks.
All right. So it sounds like you are going to do this then.
At some point, I probably will. It's just like when you go into it, it's like, okay, from here on out, I have to be okay with my phone just not working. Or like hitting some sort of awful bug. Like you don't want to do it right before you go on vacation.
Right. Or someplace where you're really going to need your phone.
Yeah, exactly. So
Now, again, I'm going to sound dumb for saying this out loud, but the actual OS releases are what, September, October timeframe?
yeah.
So if you were to install it in July, you're getting a month and a half, 2 months of a head start. And I'm sure that a lot can change. Do you get a lot of updates? Like if you have the beta, like do you get a lot of like point updates?
Not usually unless another beta comes out.
How like realistically, just anecdotally,
Like,
like what do you
uh,
typically see?
like, like what release wise or
Yeah.
but yeah, I think betas come out usually about every like 3 to 4 weeks.
Unless there's a
A
big
new beta.
showstopper, right?
Yeah, unless there's a big showstopper. I know with 16 they did test their their new rapid security update stuff a few times.
Okay.
Uh, which I don't know if you know how that thing that works. It's bonkers.
I think. Oh, remind me. I don't.
Okay.
I think I know, but
Okay. So on Mac OS and iOS, your disk is basically split into two pieces. There's the OS partition, which is read only and cryptographically signed, and then there's the user partition where you can write stuff. So you can't accidentally fuck with operating system updates. But that means that operating system updates are usually slow because you have to basically provide the entire operating system. You got to provide all this cryptographic hashes. You got to do all the math to make sure that it's fine, and then you seal it all up. Right, so that's why like Mac updates are usually Mac iOS updates are usually pretty slow.
yeah, you sit at you sit at a lot of black screens.
Yeah, the security updates, what they do is they trade disk space for speed. So what they do is they, instead of like replacing any files on your Core S drive, they basically mount like, I don't know, kind of how like if you feel familiar with like snapshotting and virtual machines, but they kind of just layer the security update beside the OS, and APFS works in a way that like, hey, if you request a file that's in the new security update, you get that instead of your other one. The other file's still there, sitting there, not being used. But basically, all you have to do is like download them and reboot, and then you got the security update.
And they do some sort of like. You mentioned it, like a cryptographic signing where like it's chained off of the previous one or something.
Yeah.
So like it's like the integrity is intact. Like there's like a clear chain of updates, so you can like quickly uninstall as well, right?
Yes. Yep. You can uninstall those just as easily.
I remember it now.
Yeah.
I think they talked about it on ATP.
I think they did too. Yeah.
And now they're doing that with iOS as well, or they've always done it with iOS?
No, they're using it for both Mac OS and iOS. So yeah,
I knew they were doing it for Mac OS, but I guess I mean, which one did they do it first?
I have no idea. Probably Mac OS because there's just less of them.
True. Well, I mean, I wish you luck, buddy. It's not for me. It's not for me. I like new and I like cool and I'm excited for the new features, but I rely on my phones a lot.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, hold on. Might be having a change of heart here. I have two phones.
Mm-hmm. You do?
I do have two phones. Mm-hmm. As long as my authenticator works on one of the phones.
There you go.
I think I could maybe do it. Maybe I'll do it on my work phone. Maybe I'll do it to my work phone. Oh, wait a minute. It's an iPhone XR. Is that like out of support now?
I think that one's still good. Support. Let's find out.
Can I ever since I uninstalled Microsoft Teams from that phone, it's like a completely new device. Like it's like so liberating to not have Teams eat up my phone with shitty performance and battery. I hate Teams. I hate it.
iPhone XR is compatible with iOS 17.
All right, then maybe I'll do it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I will.
I also like Teams is.
It's bad.
It's application bad. I use.
It's bad. It's bad. I'll say it. I said it when I worked there. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah. It's not great.
It is not good. It's not good. Well, I wish you Godspeed. I hope it works out for you.
Yeah. We'll see when I do it. We'll see when I do it. Yeah. It might be a couple weeks, but I probably will at some point. Maybe I'll wait till beta 4. Yeah.
Like, I mean, where do you go? Okay, last question about this. Where do you go to sort of keep up on general consensus? I mean, I would say Reddit, but we don't go to Reddit anymore.
Mastodon.
Oh, really? Like 9 to 5 Mac or people posting on there?
Or just people. Yeah, just other. I follow some iOS developers. Usually have they share their experiences. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe in the future Threads. Who knows?
We're going to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I got a surprise Kickstarter in the mail again.
Okay. I love when that happens. What did you get this time,
All right.
Drew?
Okay. I completely forgot about this, but did you ever play Castles of Burgundy?
I think so. Castles of Burgundy. Let me look. Which game is this?
So
You know
it
what?
is a game.
I don't think I did play
It is a
this.
game that incorporates a dice market action worker placement type thing. What
Okay.
it is you have a duchy in France, because that's where
Duchy.
Burgundy is.
Uh-huh.
And what you do is you roll dice, you purchase
Uh-huh.
tiles, you place tiles, and it is it's one of those point salad games. It's a Steffenfeld
Okay.
game. I don't think I've ever played a Steffenfeld game that I don't like. Um, it is one of those games that always gets mentioned in sort of the same breaths as Pandemic and Power Grid and other.
9.1 on Board Game Geek.
Yeah, yeah. It's the number. It's a number like overall rank 17. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's consistently been a very good game. Um, Now I will say that it has not aged well in terms of components. Like if you were to go and buy this right now, it is an exceptional amount of cardboard. And it's very, very small cardboard. Like if you look at some of the pictures, they are hexes, but they're about the size of a penny.
Ooh,
Yeah. So they're hard to
too small.
organize. Like if I were to go get my box of Castles of Burgundy right now and open it, it would just be full of tiles in no discernible order. Like there's literally they don't give you baggies. There's literally a plastic tray, and it's like there you go.
Middle
Yep,
fingers. Yeah.
yep. But again, that's from a different time, right? It's that's how that game was created. The artwork isn't great. It's serviceable, but it's a very very fun game to play. Now, GameFound did a Castles of Burgundy special edition.
Yep. I'm looking at it right now.
Yep. And as far as reprints and special editions go, baby, they didn't fuck around.
I see the titular castles.
Yep. So here's what they did. They basically in this box you get
Hmm.
the core castles experience,
Okay.
still cardboard with an asterisk. Okay, still cardboard, with some plastic pieces for the different castles that you can place because castles are a type of tile that score differently on your board. And every single expansion that has ever come out for Castles of Burgundy, which
Okay.
I didn't even know some of these expansions. There's like 10 expansions to Castles of Burgundy. Some of them are very, very like expansions in name only. Like it literally adds 2 tiles to the game. Okay, but they
Got it.
call it an
Okay.
expansion, but it's like here's 2 extra tiles you can play with that you might draw. Like if you're looking at the picture of it, like
Yeah.
one of the core mechanics is all the different tiles go into different bags, and when it's time to replenish the market, you draw randomly out of these pouches. So you throw these extra tiles in there, and like you're technically playing with the expansion, but you might not ever draw those tiles.
Got it.
The
Yeah.
biggest expansions in there is they offer the Vineyard expansion, which adds a neat little twist because instead of single hex tiles, you have double hex tiles, and you can add like vineyards to your duchies. Uh, there's also like an automata single player. I don't know. Single player is the right way to say it. All of that's included. But as one of there were a couple upgrades that you could buy with this. The first was you could get all acrylic tiles.
Mm.
Game changer. Game changer. Like they feel I mean any game with acrylic tiles I'm in because they just feel so nice. They're nice and smooth. They just feel good to hold for the same reason I like playing with poker chips when we play games like Power Grid. The acrylic tiles are so well done. It has updated artwork. It actually has really nice player boards, and and I can't stress this enough. In the box for each player, like let me see if there's an actual picture of this. Okay, if you're on the page that GameFound is showing you, like the what's in the box,
Okay.
about I don't know, just beneath the fold, let's say, you will see that there are 4 player game boards. and you'll see that they are in the shape of a hex that contains other hexes.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Yeah. 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 I
And
see that.
what's nice about those boards are two things. Number one, there is a stack of like inserts that go into that. So like everybody's layout can be different.
Okay.
And then what they give you, oh, do they not show it? Oh my God. I can't believe they don't show it. It's okay. About halfway down, they give you a close up of a player board. Okay.
Okay.
It says the section that I'm looking at, and it's imperative that you're looking at the same thing.
Okay.
It says all boards issued so far, each of the 4
Okay.
copies allowing players.
see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it. Okay.
If you look at the close up of the player board, do you
Okay.
notice anything interesting about it?
Do I notice anything interesting about it?
First of all, I'll give you a hint. Those player boards are not flat. They are
Are those like little ridges for the hexes to go in?
so
Like little spots?
no.
No.
The center section is recessed, but they give you a honeycomb to place in it to hold your tiles in place. Because I cannot
That's
tell you
adorable.
how frustrating it is to have somebody bump a table in the middle of a game
Yeah.
of castles because your hexes just go everywhere. Like you just forget it. You have no idea. Like you can only place certain hexes in certain places, but like forget it. If someone bumps a table, you're done. And they actually give you recess slots to hold your die, to hold your coins, to hold
adorable.
your good slots. Very, very, very well done. They give you a holder for the
adorable.
vineyard expansion and all that stuff. Now, they did a phenomenal job with the components, a phenomenal job with the rules reprint. It was a reasonable price because I bought the base game, which came with all the expansions. I bought the acrylic tile upgrades for all the main tiles. I also bought the acrylic upgrade for the expansions. So it was like over $100 for this whole big box, and it is a substantial box. One of the biggest game boxes I own. Like it is big, it is deep, it is thick. However, they have fallen into the same trap that the last 3 Kickstarters that I have backed have fallen into. And I know they're never going to hear this, but if GameFound were to listen to this, I would say that they have failed to learn the lesson of Thunder Road Vendetta, Castles of Mad King Ludwig, and I forget the other one that I purchased recently that was a reprint, like collector's edition. But
Is Terraforming Mars?
no, well, oh, you know what? I'll allow it. It also fell into the same problem. Here's the problem. All of these collector's editions have come with custom box inserts with no instructions about how you're supposed to pack it.
I fucking hate that.
I have had to watch 4 YouTube videos where people are figuring out in real time with me how this all goes in there. Now, the other problem is that all of the inserts, I think, were constructed with using cardboard and not acrylic tiles in mind. Now, it still works. It's still like I did manage to watch a YouTube video where somebody very carefully laid out how it's supposed to go in the box. I don't like the fact that there's all these trays that I think are supposed to hold more than they're holding because the tiles are thicker because they're acrylic and not cardboard. But it works. It works, and I'm willing to let it go. But if in the off chance that you're a game designer and somehow you find our Modest Mirror podcast where we talk about our nonsense, please put some instructions in there.
Yes.
Now who does it right.
Who does it right?
Jeremy Stonemeyer of Stonemeyer Games.
Oh, Stonemeyer. Okay.
Because in Scythe and in Wingspan, on the side of the box, they tell you how the components go in the box. Like if you lift the lid off the box, printed on one of the sides of the boxes are like how you stack the trays. And it's very clear like what goes in which tray. That's the way it should work. And I know that there's complexities with printing that, and like it's an extra like $3 or something to have like an extra piece of paper put in the box from the manufacturer that like outlines that, and you're trying to keep costs down and everything. Whatever.
You know what? At a minimum, put a QR code in the manual to link on your
Yeah.
website or something. Come on, people.
And like,
Yeah.
and what has happened, and I think I actually saw a video go up today on the backer page for this, where it's like, watch this repacking video. And it's like, dog, you're like 3 days late. Like
Yeah.
I've already spent way too much time on my floor with shit everywhere figuring this out and pulling my non-existent hair out. I will say one other thing. This is the first time that I have backed something through GameFound.
Okay.
They did a very, very poor job of telling me when my shipment was going to show up.
God, yeah.
Literally every other thing that they get is like, your shipment's out for delivery. And there had been updates. Like I was getting emails saying like, hey, it's on the boat. Hey, the boats are in port. Like, hey, we think it's going to start shipping from fulfillment centers at this particular time. I never got a tracking number. I was like literally working on Wednesday. The doorbell rang and it's like, hey, Castles. Like I had no idea.
Yeah.
Like,
What's in this big
yeah,
box?
right. It was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess I get my copy of my game now. But I got to go back and check my spam. Maybe it wound up in my spam folder, but I never saw any of that in there. But I'm excited to play this. If you've never played it, it's a fantastic game. I think it
Never
belongs in
played it.
everybody's game collection. I mean, any version of this game belongs in there. It's a very, very good game. I want to fondle these components. They have metal coins. Everything's
I
acrylic.
like
I'm
metal
very excited.
coins.
And I actually want to try some of the expansions because I've never really played with any of the. I think I've played with some of the special tiles. I don't think I've played with like vineyards or anything like that. But anyway, that was my big Kickstarter surprise. Did you ever get your heavies?
No. So they've been doing like a staggered rollout, and I guess uh s- during the first round of shipments, some of the packaging got damaged during delivery, and they decided they weren't happy with how they were shipping them. So they kind of took a break and redesigned the shipping thing. And they said like everybody in the United States should have them by the end of July. So
Okay.
I'm just kind of wait. I'm just kind of waiting.
I
Kind of
I'm
waiting.
I'm s- I'm di- pun
Hmm
intended. I'm dying to hear.
I am also dying to hear them. I'm actually kind of excited for them. So
Okay.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna. I'm gonna keep bringing it up. I can't wait to see that show up on
Oh,
the list.
oh, trust me. When I get them, you'll know.
All right. Last topic for the night.
Mhm.
Mark Zuckerberg,
Zuck, as we
the Zuck,
the good old Zucky
has released Threads, which is
threads.
definitely not Twitter.
It's definitely not Twitter. Oh, so it's an Instagram application, right? So it's like based
It's
on
Instagram
Instagram.
adjacent.
Yeah.
I've been using it all day.
Okay, I signed up for it today. I haven't done much more than just like scroll and go, "Oh, I want to follow that person." I haven't posted. I really haven't done a whole heck of a lot yet. Uh what do you think, Drew?
Well, I'm an Instagram. Are you an Instagram user?
I have never apparently I had an Instagram account. I think I got one because accidental Facebook. I've never posted anything to Instagram.
I mean,
I haven't used Facebook for probably almost a decade now.
I accidentally
No.
use Facebook because sometimes the post to Facebook slider gets turned on in Instagram. So some of my stuff gets posted to Facebook, but I'm not a Facebook person. I am absolutely an Instagram person. I love Instagram. I think it is a cool platform. I know it's owned by a gross company that does gross things and is run by a gross human. But I sincerely like Instagram. Of all the social media that I have, I like Instagram the most because I get to see everybody's cool babies and dogs and stuff that they do, and memes. Like there's like reels that are memes that end up on Instagram. There's a lot of cross posting between TikTok and Instagram. I don't know. I really like Instagram. So when I saw that it was exceptionally easy to sign up for Threads through Instagram, I was immediately struck by the genius of it. Like it's just so easy to get onboarded to the platform, which I could definitely not say about Mastodon. I can't say about a lot of other like Blue Sky is apparently a thing that is only for cool kids right now that you need an invite for, but I've been using it all day today. I got up very early today to go to the gym and I noticed that I had an option to like like I was getting notifications that so and so has posted their first thread and I'm like, "What's that?" And then By the time I woke up and drove to the gym, I had already signed up and posted my first thread. It was very easy to get onboarded onto. Um, I will say that it has great potential. I think it has great potential to be something that actually replaces Twitter in my life. A lot of my friends that I dearly follow on Instagram, or that I dearly follow on Twitter, who may or may not still be on Twitter, are definitely still on Instagram. So I saw them post, and there's no control right now for who shows up in your feed, which I think is a
Yeah,
big, big swing and a miss. Big swing and a miss.
I think you need to have the option, but I think as far as getting people to, I could see why they did this first because they're trying to expose more accounts, getting you to follow more people,
Yes.
and they get more data and they can serve ads better when they get to that point. But yeah,
Um, and I don't know,
I
anecdotal.
also feel like they rushed this out. Like we gotta like Twitter is absolutely dropping the fucking ball. We need to get this out today. What can we ship?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, it is a usable app.
it is. Yeah,
And as more of my friends got onto the platform today, my feed did sort of tune itself. I still get stuff that I am never going to follow showing up on
yeah.
there. So I hope we do get that option to have a instead of a for you, like just following type thing. I think that's a huge step in the right direction. The only other thing I don't like about it is a mobile only application
For now,
for
for
now.
now, for now.
I
Yeah.
I did some of my best Twitter work when I was supposed to be working on a work computer. So I'm
Yeah,
hoping that we get some sort of web equivalent to where
I'm sure we
I
will. Yeah, I'm
I,
sure they
I
will.
should I just want to be
Yeah.
able to flip over to a tab and use a keyboard to compose something or post something. The other weird limitation that I ran into, considering all the gross permissions that this app needs, is I went to post a picture and there's no camera option. Like it's only from your photos.
Oh,
So, like, if you were to go compose a new thread right now and try to attach something,
oh, there's
only
only
from your
yeah,
photo library.
yeah. That is, you're correct.
That seems very weird to me. Normally, like on apps like this, when you get like that grid of stuff that's on there, usually there's a little picture of a camera that implies taking a picture. But no, it only appears to be things that are in your photo library. Very, very weird design choice. Or maybe that's just a feature that's coming. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of features that are coming. I think.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hopefully sooner than later, right?
yeah, I think they got
I think they
momentum.
do
I think
too.
they'll. Yeah.
I mean, the fact that it's just so easy to onboard. It's so
Hmm.
easy to onboard to this. It's literally like, "Hey, got Instagram? Congratulations. You have a Twitter replacement." I think
Yeah.
a lot of my friends are sort of scratching their heads like they don't like how it looks right now, but I think it has tremendous potential for me to be the
Yeah.
platform that I eventually end up on.
Yeah. Like I would kill to make the font just a little bit bigger. I don't think that's an option quite yet, or if it is, I haven't found it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. I don't know if
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if it's subject to like accessibility. Like,
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, it doesn't even have like alt text for images yet, so
yeah.
I don't think they've really given accessibility a big thought. Uh, but you know what? It kind of so Meta. Like, Meta's a shitty company. Yada 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 yada. All about ads. So one of the things they're going to do with Threads, I'm sure you're aware of this, is they are going to join the Fediverse,
Yep.
which is what Mastodon runs upon. So essentially, Threads, while it's not Mastodon, it will talk the same protocol that Mastodon servers use to communicate to each other, and it will be on the Fediverse.
Yep.
And I see a lot of like I don't know, hardcore Mastodon fanboys like poo poo. I'm going to not federate with them, but I think it's great because like for me, like if I choose not to stick with Threads, right, because it's crummy and I don't want to see ads, well, I can still follow people on Threads
Right.
from Mastodon and vice versa. Like, like I don't understand. Like, I, if like everyone's like, well, this is this open source, third party, no one owns protocol. But like anything of that gets big enough, corporations are going to go, can we make money in that? I think we can.
Yep.
And get into it. And I think it's actually going to be good. I think Threads will be good for Mastodon. That's my hot take. I think Threads will be good for Mastodon.
Yeah, I can't quite make that jump yet, but I see where you're coming from.
Yeah. Yeah, like Wendy's is never going to join Mastodon, but they're going to be on Threads, and if I don't want to be on Threads, I can still follow Wendy's.
I am 100% here to tell you that Wendy's is absolutely on Threads.
I know. I'm following
and they're
them.
fucking killing it already.
Yeah.
I love whoever runs their social media is so good. They're good on Twitter. They're fantastic on TikTok, by the way. Wendy's is fantastic on TikTok.
That's another social network I've avoided.
I know it's very gross. China basically lives in my house now because of it, but I don't care. Yeah. I am all over TikTok all day. Like honestly, like I spend more time on TikTok, especially towards the end of Apollo, but I feel like between Instagram and TikTok, that's the bulk of my social media consumption now. And I think Threads is going to get there for me. I think Threads is going to get there for me.
Yeah, I'm excited for Threads. I'm gonna spend some time with it this weekend, and post a couple things. Yeah, we'll see.
If they address some of those core things I just talked about, like web client and the ability to do some timeline curation, I think it's there. I think it'll do exactly what Twitter was before Twitter was awful.
Yeah.
Before they start rate limiting us. I don't know.
It is just so fun as someone who really doesn't. Well, the funny thing is I'm actually like half using Twitter only because there's like one account that I really want to follow right now on Twitter, because with all the rate limiting shit, I used to use Knitter to turn that one particular Twitter feed into an RSS feed, but Knitter's broke because Elon doesn't want us using Twitter apparently.
Yep.
It's just funny to watch Twitter just kind of like,
I guess,
continue to make one bad decision after another.
Well, I was never a fan, but apparently they like completely fucked TweetDeck too. Apparently they made a bunch of changes to TweetDeck. I was never a fan.
Yeah. TweetDeck is primarily meant for like press or like brands. Yeah. But
oh man, yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. Elon's big mad.
Oh, he's big mad. He's threatening to sue. It's like, dude, like
you blew it, son.
You got posts in order. Like what the hell? Yeah, like everybody stole it. Like you stole it from forums. Like get over it.
Yeah, and and I don't know what the development cost of Threads was, but it probably wasn't a fraction of what he paid for Twitter. Like
no.
And they already have infrastructure. No. They already have APIs. Mm-hmm. They already have everything. Yeah. They have all that stuff. I mean, it's probably built on a lot of the same things that Instagram's built on. I mean, I'm just guessing.
I'm sure. Yeah.
It's clever. It's clever, and it works.
I'm pretty sure Meta has figured out how to run apps at scale at this point.
They're one of the few companies I think that can do it.
Yeah. So I think they figured that out, and I'm sure they're going to be able to handle Threads just fine.
Yep.
Where you can only look at 600 tweets a day.
Right. Right. Unless you pay. And we get a cool 500 characters on Threads.
Yeah.
No extra cost.
Just
so bad.
And I'm hoping that like some of the accounts that are only on Twitter kind of realize that Threads is a thing and go to Threads. I think that's going to be good. Get off Twitter. You know.
I mean, again, a lot of the people that I follow, there are still some people, and to my credit, I still occasionally post on Twitter. I never really fully jump ship. But if enough of my friends, I think, move over to it, it might finally get me to like really gravitate away from it. So, well, buddy, I think we've covered all the stuff that's fit to print here.
We did. We sure did.
Let's get out of here.
We're on the internet, doingtheirbest.com. You can find all the episodes there. You can send us emails. Rosso run Mastodon for now. Who knows? We may be on Threads by the next episode. Yep. Just you find links on that stuff there. Hey everybody. Thanks for listening.